Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's debate session. My name is Shakla Zerlina, and I will be the chair for this debate. The motion for today's debate is school should assess students based on skill rather than academic grades. We have four teams competing today. On the government side, we have the opening government represented by the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, and the closing government represented by the member of government and the government whip. On the opposition side, we have the opening opposition represented by the real leader of opposition and the deputy leader of opposition, and the closing opposition represented by the member of opposition and the opposition whip. Before we begin, please allow me to introduce our adjudicators who will assess the debate today. They are Aulia Zalfa Hisya Prita and Ega Malpiano. Rules and time. Each speaker will have 7 minutes to deliver their speech. After each speech, the opposing team may give a short rebuttal or point of information, or POI, when allowed. Please remember to be respectful and your arguments relevant to the motion. Now, let us begin. I would like to invite the first speaker for the government bench to open the case. Please welcome the Prime Minister. The time is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Um, my name is Surya Husna. I'm standing here as the Prime Minister for the opening government. Today, we strongly support the motion that schools should assess students based on skills rather than academic grades. Before I move into my arguments, allow me to set the context of this debate. For many years, schools have judged students' achievements mainly through written examination and numeric scores. However, memorizing information for a test does not guarantee real understanding. When students graduate, society does not ask for their test scores. Instead, it demands their skills, their ability to think, communicate, collaborate, and adapt. Therefore, if education aims to prepare young people for real life, our assessments must reflect real life needs. Today, I will present 3 arguments. First, skills are more relevant in the real world. In the workplace, employers care about what you can do, not what score you obtained years ago. Companies now look for effective communication, critical and creative thinking, problem solving, teamwork, leadership, and technological literacy. A report from the World Economic Forum states that by 2023, the most important abilities are soft skills, not memorized knowledge. If schools continue to rely on academic grades, students graduate unprepared and struggle to compare. Skill-based assessment allows schools to train and measure real capabilities, such as presentation, projects, portfolios, and practical tasks. And the impact is we produce graduates who can survive, contribute, and innovate in modern society. And the argument 2, fairness and inclusivity for different talents. Not all students learn in the same way. Some students are very intelligent but can show their abilities through written tests. Others are talented in art, leadership, design, communication, or practical problem solving. Under a grade-only system, these students are often misunderstood and labeled weak, which is unfair and inaccurate. Skill-based assessment gives every student a suitable platform to express their strengths, including project-based learning, presentation, teamwork challenges, creative output, and hands-on activities. Research from the U.S. Department of Education shows that these forms of assessment improve motivation and confidence. And the impact is students feel valued, supported, and represented. Education becomes more inclusive. And the argument three, reducing toxic grade culture. Today's students face enormous pressure to achieve high scores. This leads to stress and anxiety, cheating, lack of sleep, and learning only for exams, not understanding. UNICEF has reported rising economic stress among teenagers worldwide. A skill-based assessment encourages students to practice consistently, improve gradually, reflect on their progress, and develop resilience. They learn because they want to grow, not just to chase numbers. And the impact is healthier mindset, better well-being, and continued learning outcomes. Uh, and the conclusion is education should not just produce students with high scores. Education should produce capable, adaptable, and confident human beings. By assessing skills, we prepare students for future challenges, we respect diverse talents, and we reduce unhealthy pressure. For all the reasons, we firmly believe that schools must assess skills rather than academic grades. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Now, please welcome the Leader of Opposition. The time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity, Honorable Chair. But can I ask for a minute or some time to build my argument?
Yes.
Okay, so good morning, everyone, Honorable Chair and respected adjudicators. Today, I will present my own argument. I object this motion because while the government present an idealistic picture, the opposition strongly believe that schools should continue assessing students primarily through academic grades. Skill-based evaluation sounds appealing, but it's impractical, inconsistent, and fair on a large scale. Skill-based system allow artistic and equalities opportunities, but grades still measure essential academic disciplines. Academic performance reflect effort, consistency, and mastery of foundational knowledge. Research from Educational Research Review on 2021 found GPA correlates with persistence and time management. These are critical skills for success in higher education and employment. Many universities and employers still rely on academic records as indicators of reliability. Skills-based evaluation may highlight creativity but often neglects the discipline necessary for rigorous academic growth. Uh, for the for my second argument, skills reliability. Skills are subjective and depend on teacher perception or bias. Harvard Education Review on 2022 found inconsistent grading across schools using project-based evaluation. Without standardized exam, it's hard to compare students across institutional. My phone is. Please wait a minute.
Sorry, kayaknya di-cut aja bagian salsa, ulang aja salsa. Waktunya juga udah habis soalnya. Gimana, udah stabil belum koneksinya?
Maaf lah. Udah.
Udah stabil.
Ya udah,
Aku ulang ya.
mati. Oke.
Now, please welcome the leader of opposition. The time is yours.
Okay. Okay, thank you for opportunity, dear honorable chairs and respectable adjudicator. Good morning, everyone. Today I will present my argument towards this motion. I object this because while the government presents an idealistic picture, we, the opposition, strongly believe that schools should continue assessing students primarily through academic grades. Skill-based evaluation sounds appealing, but it's impractical, inconsistent, and unfair on a large scale. First, grades still measure essential academic performance reflect effort, consistency, and mastery of foundational knowledge. Research from Educational Research Review on 2021 found GPA correlates with persistence and time management. These are critical skills for success in higher education and employment that can be achieved by academic measurement. Second, skill assessment lacks reliability. Skills are subjective and depend on perception or bias, or maybe students' bias. Harvard Education Review on 2022 found that inconsistent grading across schools using project-based evaluation shows that it's not really effective using skill-based assessment because academic grading are very much reliable to ensure and competencies on students. Without standardized exam, it's hard to compare students across institutions fairly. Standardization is essential for university entry and scholarship eligibility, while innovation is the objective ensures winners. Skills rubrics can achieve full neutrality, according to Harvard Education Review in 2022. And third, while Prime Minister says stress is reduce skill-based assessment reduce anxiety and put too much stress on them. It's part of learning resilience. Stress builds mental environment and prepare students for future professional challenge. Studies shows that controlled academic pressure improves coping mechanism such as discipline toward time and better time management. Removing competition may lead to complacency and lack of motivation on students. Students who face academic evaluation early learn to manage real-world expectation better rather than depend just depend on skill-based system. Skill-based system may create comfort zones for some students, but that system producing less resilient graduates rather than using a grading-based system. That's all from me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Leader of Opposition. Now, please welcome the Deputy Prime Minister. I will give you 15 minutes for prepare your arguments.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Deputy Prime Minister, I stand to support the cast from the opening government, and of course, I strongly support this motion that schools should assess students based on skill rather than academic grades. My Prime Minister has already explained why skill matter more in the real world, why this system is more fair for every student, and how it can reduce pressure from grades. But before we move into my new arguments, let me respond to some claims for the opening opposition. The opposition say that grades are important because they show discipline, effort, and time management. But let's be real, grades don't always reflect these things. Many students study just to pass the test, not to thoroughly understand the material. Some students even cheat because they only want good grades, not really learning. So having high grades doesn't always mean someone is disciplined or hardworking. It might just mean they are good at memorizing. In contrast, skill-based assessment show discipline in a more meaningful way. When students work on project, presentation, or long-term tasks, they need to manage time, cooperate with others, and stay consistent to finish the work. That's real discipline and effort. So, if the goal is to see who is responsible and consistent, skill-based assessment does it better than a single exam. And yes, university or companies may still look at grades now, but education should prepare students for the future, not keep repeating the past. The world is changing, and skills like teamwork, creativity, and problem solving are no more valuable than memorizing facts. That's why school must start assessing students based on skill, not only grades. Now, let me continue with my own arguments. First, better evaluation accuracy. Exam only test short-term memory. Students study hard before the test, but after that, they are forget everything. Skill-based assessment tests long-term abilities such as communication, teamwork, and problem solving. For example, a student who does a group project or a class presentation show creativity and confidence. It is more accurate to see a student real talent. Second, future education trend. Around the world, education is changing. Countries like Finland and Singapore are now using competency-based learning, which focus on skill and practice. Why? Because the modern world and jobs today need people who can think, create, and work together, not just people who can memorize. So, if we want our students to be ready for the future, we must start using skill-based assessment now. In short, assessment helps students learn better, show their real abilities, and prepare for the future. It is more fair, more accurate, and giving meaningful than just giving grades. For this reason, we are proud to propose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. Now, please welcome the Leader of Oppositions. The time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity, Honorable Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I, as the Leader of Opposition, I firmly disagree with Deputy of Prime Minister's report. Government believes that skill-based assessment is more effective than the traditional grading system or grade assessment system. But this idea sounds better in theory than in practice. In reality, skill-based assessments are often inconsistent, subjective, and fail to capture the full scope of students. First of all, I want to argue that the argument claims skill-based help others through skill assessment, grade assessment have different essence. With students' critical thinking of core knowledge, while skill-based assessment teach the learner to demonstrate strength in different contexts like art or physics. First of all, the government claims that skill-based assessment is more effective, but however, that's not necessarily true. Understanding comes from mastering core knowledge, something that skill-based projects often skip. For example, a student might be good at presenting a science project, but if they don't actually understand the scientific formula behind it, what is the point? Grades through structured tests and evaluation ensure that students truly grasp the content, not just the performance. Secondly, the government argues that skill-based systems prepare students better for future employment and future education trends. This sounds appealing, but let's be realistic. Not all jobs and employment require the same type of skills. Some careers like medicine, file, engineering, or law depend heavily on theoretical precision and academic mastery. Without solid academic evaluation, we risk producing graduates who are competent but not time and consistency, values that employers truly respect. When you learn to study for exam, meet deadlines, and maintain performance, you are building the same habits required in the professional world. And last, they claim for future administrating universities and higher institutions rely on academic and higher grades because
Thank you, Deputy Leader of Opposition. Next, please welcome the Member of Government. The time is yours.
Greetings, everyone. As the member of government, I will strengthen our case by bringing two key ideas: how skill-based assessment shapes real competence and character development better than traditional grading ever could. The first one, academic grading teaches students how to pass, not how to perform. In contrast, skill-based assessment requires students to apply knowledge in practical contexts, to solve problems, create solutions, and collaborate effectively. For example, in a skill-based classroom, students don't just learn communication theory. They practice it by pitching ideas, defending arguments, or leading discussions. This form of assessment transforms learning from memorization into application, preparing students for real challenges outside the classroom. The second, the opposition claimed that academic grades help shape discipline, persistence, and responsibility. We don't deny that, but we say it's shallow and situational. Grades create obedience under pressure, not integrity under freedom. Real character growth happens when students must collaborate, manage conflict, and adapt to failure, all of which happen more naturally in skill-based environments. When students present a project, receive feedback, and iterate their work, they learn humility, teamwork, and resilience. That's character education through action, not meditation. Third, grades capture a single performance. Skills capture progress, how far a student has come and how they can continue improving. By evaluating through portfolios, presentations, and projects, teachers nurture students who take ownership of their learning journey, a foundation of both competence and character. We are not rejecting structure, we are redefining it. Skill-based learning still uses rubrics, criteria, and standards, but it focuses on growth and application, not stress and comparison. Because in the real world, it's not your grade that builds your future. It's your ability and attitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Member of Government. Next, please welcome the Member of Oppositions. The time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm Zeta standing here as the member of opposition. Today, I'm here to strengthen the arguments delivered by my team. So, we believe that grades remain the most reliable and fair way to measure students' learning. The government says fairness means giving every student a chance to show their potential through skills. But fairness is not about changing the system to fit individual talents. It's about providing equal standards so all students are judged by the same expectations. Skill-based assessment may look fair, yet in practice they are often subjective. A confident student might score higher even with weaker understanding. Grades, however, represent more than just numbers. They reflect consistency, discipline, and commitment, qualities that matter in both education and real life. A study from Educational Research Review 2021 shows GPA strongly correlates with persistence and time management, proving that academic performance also builds self-control and responsibility. These are the very traits that employers and universities still value today. The government claims that skill-based learning creates better problem solvers, but real problem solving starts from strong academic understanding. Without theory and or conceptual knowledge, or skills become shallow and unreliable. For example, a creative engineer without solid academic grounding could make unsafe designs, and a doctor who only relies on practice without medical theory could put lives at risk. Exams and assignments are not just about memorizing. They train students to face pressure, time, and also build resilience. Skill-based evaluations
may encourage creativity, but they often overlook the discipline and structure students need to grow. Therefore, the opposition believes schools should not replace academic grading with skill-based assessments. Both can complement each other. But grades must remain the foundation that ensures fairness and also character development. In the end, education is not just about showing talent, it's about building character, knowledge, and responsibility. Grades may not be perfect, but they give structure and fairness to every student's learning journey. Skill-based assessments can support the process, but they should never replace the academic foundation that schools are meant to provide. For that reason, we stand strongly with the belief that academic grading must remain the core of student evaluation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, please welcome. Time is yours.
Greeting judges, panels, and members of opposition. As the government whip, my duty is to summarize the debate, rebuild our stance, and demonstrate why the government win this motion. The first one, the opposition said that academic grading builds character through persistence, responsibility, and time management. We say that's not character, that's compliance. When students study only to chase grades, their motivation is external, driven by fear of failure or comparison. But real character is built when motivation is internal, when students learn to manage their own projects, collaborate with peers, and face constructive criticism. Assessment develops emotional intelligence, adaptability, and teamwork because it teaches students how to handle success and failure. That's genuine character growth, not just obedience under a grading system. And the second one, they say grades are more reliable, but reliability doesn't equal accuracy or fairness. The grades standardize outcomes but ignore individual learning paths. Skill-based systems, meanwhile, reveal what a student can truly do beyond memorization. And the third one, opposition argued that removing grades reduces motivation, but grades only motivate through fear and comparison. Skill-based systems build persistence through purpose. Students persevere because they see meaning in their work, not because they're scared of losing rank. So from the Prime Minister and Deputy, we heard that the first, education should prepare students for real-world readiness. The second, assessment should be holistic, following application over analysis. And the third one, skill-based systems are inclusive. They give every student an equal opportunity to show their strengths. From our member of government, we extended that skill-based systems nurture character and competence essential for life after school. As the whip, I reaffirm that this model builds humans who can think, lead, and collaborate, not just those who can memorize and obey. So when the opposition glorifies grades as character building, we must ask, are we shaping students who follow rules or ones who understand values? Are we producing top scores or problem solvers? Education should not be a ranking contest. It should be a journey of skill, empathy, and resilience. That's why we on the government bench proudly stand for skill-based assessment, because grades measure memory, but skill reveals character. Thank you.
Thank you, Government Whip. And finally, please welcome the Opposition Whip to deliver the closing speech of the debate. The time is yours.
Okay, Honorable Chair and Honorable Educators, this debate is about what education should truly value, skills or academic achievement. Schools should focus on skills, arguing that academic grades are ineffective, dated, and harmful. But as the opposition, we have shown that academic grading remains the most fair, structured, and reliable way to assess students. In my speech, I will summarize the main clauses of this debate and show why the opposition clearly wins. The first one, a purpose of education. The first class is about the purpose of education. The government told us that education should focus on real life skills because they are more relevant to the future. But we, the opposition, believe that education must provide a strong foundation of knowledge and discipline. Without this, students may be creative but lack the intellectual depth to solve complex problems. Skills grow from knowledge, not the other way around. That's why academic performance still matters as the backbone of meaningful learning. The second one, fairness and evaluation. The government said skill-based assessment is fair because it allows students to show their potential. But fairness is not just giving everyone the same change. It's about giving everyone the same standard. Grades provide that standard. They are consistent, measurable, and transparent for all students, regardless of background. Skill-based tests are subjective. They depend on who observes or evaluates. That means more bias, not less. So in this class of fairness and practically the opposition wins. The third one, character and long-term growth. The third clause is about long-term growth and personal development. The government says exam only cause pressure and stress, but we argue that pressure, when managed properly, builds a resilience, a discipline, and time management. A research from Educational Research Review 2021 even shows that GPA correlates with persistence and self-control, qualities needed in both university and employment. Skill-based system may boost creativity, but they often neglect these essential habits that prepare students for real challenges. As closing of session, our team added that skills and grades should work together, not replace each other. Grades build structure, skills add creativity. Education should balance both, but the foundation must remain academic. In the end, education is not just about showing talent, it's about building character, knowledge, responsibility. Grades may not be perfect, but they provide fairness and structure for every learner's journey. Skill-based assessments can support this process, but they should never replace the academic standards that make schools capable and credible. For these reasons, we are proud to oppose. Thank you.
Yang saya
Thank you, Opposition Whip. That concludes all the speeches for today's debate. Thank you to all debaters for your participation and engaging arguments. The debate is now officially closed. Now, I will hand over the session to the adjudicators. We'll take a few minutes for the decide the result and evaluation.
Okay. So, uh, so first of all, let's give applause for the debaters. That's very good the speech. So and then thank you, Chairman, for the opportunity. Okay, so today the motion is this House believes that schools should assess students based on skill rather than academic grades. Throughout this debate, both sides have presented strong and passionate arguments. The government's team argued that the skill-based assessment better reflects students' real abilities, creativity, and readiness for the modern world. Meanwhile, the opposition team defended the importance of academic grading as fair, objective, and reliable standard for evaluating student performance. In my assessments, I will briefly review each speaker's contributions for the Prime Minister to the whip speaker, before concluding which side has delivered the stronger and more confidence case overall. So the first is Prime Minister is Surya Husna. Okay, the commentary is the delivery of the content is clear and the pronunciation is good as well. So the second is Salsa. So far the delivery and pronunciation of the content is well, despite network descriptions that made it a little bit difficult to hear. So the third is Ayolia. So for clear and good of speaking, but still need improvement and intonation, could be more energetic, but the content is clear. So the verb is Risha. Clear and very nice pace of speaking, clear pronunciation, energetic delivery, but she needs more eye contact to the audience. And then there is Zada. Clear and very nice pace of speaking. The delivery of the content is good and well, and the pronunciation is good too. And then the last is Wafa. Clear and very nice pace of the speaking, clear pronunciations, but probably more energetic delivery, and pronunciation is good. So after evaluating all speeches, the opposite side is deemed stronger overall because of its clear structure, practical reasoning, and balanced stance, while the government side emphasized ideal of modernity, it failed to present a feasible model of skill-based assessment that ensured fairness, objectivity, and quality. The oppositions successfully argued the academic grades remain essential for standardizations, motivations, and knowledge validations, while skill assessment should only complement, not replace them. So, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you to all speakers and the chair for a very interesting and insightful debate. Today's motion was this House believes that schools should assist students based on skills rather than academic grades. After carefully listening to all 8 speakers, considering their argumentation, rebuttals, and analysis, here is the final result. For the first winner, we have closing government. Second place goes to closing opposition. Third place goes to opening government. And finally, fourth place goes to opening opposition. You all did amazing today. Every team delivered with confidence and critical thinking. Thank you once again. That's all from me. Congratulations and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you for everyone for your attention and participation. Have a great day.